Hi everybody, and welcome to the greatest hits albums. That's the name of this channel. I'm going to be looking at some greatest hits albums by various artists, especially those I have multiple copies of a greatest hits album of. If they only got one greatest hits, there's not much point in deciding which one is the greatest. But that will come into play later in this series when I look at the greatest hits album of all time by any band. I'll do a ranking probably of my top 10. Remember, it's just a ranking of my top 10. However, I'm going to start this series looking at just an individual artist, and the artist I'm going to look at first is Sir Elton John. And Sir Elton John, I have 4 of his greatest hits. I'm sure there's more. In fact, I checked, and there are more compilation albums than I have. And some of them are region-specific. Some of them are European in nature, UK, and not in North America, Canada, the US. But I'm basing mine on the ones that are available in Canada and the US, with the tracks on them from the Canada and US. So the first one I'm going to show you is a greatest hits album put out, I thought fairly early in this guy's career. It turns out it's his, I think it's his 11th or 12th album release, which means he had 11 studio albums probably before this, because this was his first compilation. It is, as you can see, called Elton John Greatest Hits. It's iconic, and its songs are iconic. It features the songs Your Song, Daniel, Honky Cat, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, Rocket Man, Benny and the Jets, Candle in the Wind, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, Border Song, and Crocodile Rock. I'll mention Border Song in a later compilation, by the way. This would stand as an amazing album in and of itself if his career ended back in the 70s. Well, as we know, that did not happen. His career went on, and he created a couple of other greatest hits albums as a result of that. So Volume 2 Greatest Hits. I'm not sure the date when this one came out, but it was only a few years later, I would think. I think it's his 16th album altogether. It came out maybe 10 years after the first one. Anyway, The Bitch Is Back, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, a Beatles cover. Tiny Dancer, my favorite from this album. I Feel Like a Bullet, In the Gun of Robert Forrest, maybe? Or Frost, sorry. Not a song I'm aware of. I wouldn't have known that was a hit, to be honest, but apparently it is. Someone Saved My Life Tonight, Philadelphia Freedom, Island Girl, Grow Your Funk, Grow Some Funk of Your Own. Can't get that one out. A little tongue twisted. Again, another one that I'm not really all that familiar with. Leave On, and finally Pinball Wizard, the Who album that the Who song, I should say, that he covered and did a pretty good job of. And of course his career went on into the 80s, and this one actually covers the years 1979 to 1987. It's his Greatest Hits Volume 3. Again, reading some of the tracks here, I guess that's why they call it the blues. Mama Can't Buy You Love, Little Genie, Sad Song Say So Much, I'm Still Standing, Empty Garden, Hey Hey Johnny, my favorite by him, a tribute to John Lennon, who had been assassinated during this time period. Heartache All Over This World, or Over the World, sorry. Too Low for Zero, Kiss the Bride, Blue Eyes, Nikita, and Wrap Her Up. So that's, on Geffen Records, came out around 1987. It is what probably would be the culmination of most people's career, but as we know, Elton John became prolific making soundtrack songs and stuff for Disney and others, and that means there was another release that goes a little further, that I have anyway, and it's called Elton John's Greatest Hits 1970 to 2002. So that's still 21 years old by today's date here in 2023, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see probably a better or more complete compilation of his work. But this one covers everything from that first album except Border Song. I told you I'd come back to that, so that's a little bit of a disappointment that that's not in there. Probably got to do with rights or something, ownership of the rights of that song for whatever reason. Anyway, CD, this is a 2 CD set. CD 1 consists of the songs Your Song, Leave On, Tiny Dancer, Rocket Man, Honky Cat, Crocodile Rock, Daniel, Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Candle in the Wind, Benny and the Jets, and Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, The Bitch Is Back, Philadelphia Freedom, Someone Saved My Life Tonight, Island Girl, and Sorry Seems to Be the Hardest Word. That's disc 1, and as you can tell, that pretty well covers maybe those first 2 CDs. I think there's a couple of omissions that I looked up online that are not included in this set that were in Volume 2. And as I said, Border Song from Volume 1 did not make it to this set. CD number 2 is Don't Go Breaking My Heart with Kiki D, Little Genie, I'm Still Standing, I guess that's why they call it the blues, Sad Song, Say So Much, I Don't Want to Go On Without You Like That, Nikita, Sacrifice, The One, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, Circle of Life, Believe, Blessed, Something About the Way You Look Tonight, Written in the Stars with Leanne Rimes, I Want Love, and This Train Don't Stop There Anymore. And in doing a little research online, I found that this particular album also comes in a 3-disc set. I only have the 2-disc set, as you can see, which are in my player, so I can listen to them at any point in time. There's a nice little booklet inside. This one as well, Elton John's Greatest Hits, 1970. We've got not song lyrics, but I guess a few explanations of the history of some of the songs that were involved in this particular compilation, and lots of pictures as well. So you know, nice little insert. It is a CD, not an album or record, so it's pretty limiting in what you can get in there, but sometimes they do a nice job with those booklets. So now's the job of picking the best of his compilation albums. So let's see, I'll put them back in order here. This one, hands down, would be the best if it were not for, nope, not Volume 2, which seems to have a couple of tracks that aren't all that great a hit. Not Volume 3, because it's not the era of Elton John that we know and love the most, I don't think. But I think this one takes the cake, so to speak, in giving us the best selection of music by Elton John that you would consider greatest hits. Now, if you're a fan of Elton John, go listen to Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, because there's a lot of songs that didn't make this compilation that make that album absolutely fantastic. So, again, I'm focusing on these. I grew up listening to Top 40 radio, right? Listening to the countdowns on the weekend, that sort of thing. And as a result, I've been more a singles-oriented collector of music. Now, I collect albums, I collect CDs, not just compilations like these, and those contain songs that are absolutely amazing, that I wouldn't have known had I not bought an album. But they never made radio airplay, some of them. So sometimes this is a good place to start with an artist like Elton John. If you want to get to hear some of his hits, you might get inquisitive then and try to find some other songs that not quite you know, radio friendly, but amazing just the same. So that's Elton John, and that is episode number 1 in my series.